Dick Van Dyke Show. Starring Dick Van Dyke, Rosemary, Morey Amsterdam, Larry Matthews, and Mary Tyler Moore.
Hello, Dick Van Dyke Show friends. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is KJ Ricardo, and today's episode is a biography and tribute video for Morey Amsterdam. So next week is Morey Amsterdam's birthday, and so I thought I would do a biography and tribute video. I'm doing it a week in advance, and I'll explain why at the end of this video. But let's get into this. So Morey obviously played Buddy Sorrell on the Dick Van Dyke Show. Buddy, of course, is very hilarious. The show wouldn't be the same without him. But let's get into Morey's biography. Let's learn more about him. So he was born on December 14th, 1908 as Moritz Amsterdam in Chicago, and he passed away on October 27th, 1996. He was the youngest of three sons to Jewish immigrants from Austria-Hungary, and in his early career, he started out in Vaudeville in 1922, and he was the straight man in his older brother's performance act. And so performing was really in the family's blood, even though Morey would become the most famous one. As seen on the Dick Van Dyke Show, Morey was a cellist. He could play the cello, and he learned at a very young age. In 1924, Morey was working at a speakeasy during the Prohibition era, and this was operated by Al Capone. He was only 16 years old at the time. When Morey was caught in the middle of a gunfight, he decided that Chicago wasn't the best place for him, and he moved to California. In California, he began writing jokes. He could come up with a joke on any subject, and this earned him his famous nickname as the Human Joke Machine. Buddy Sorrell was also called the Human Joke Machine on the Dick Van Dyke Show, and that's really what Morey Amsterdam was all about. He loved a good joke, and he loved making people laugh. It's just as simple as that. In the 1930s, Morey joined many other comedians, and he started performing on the radio. He was a regular on the Al Pearce Show, and he appeared on a variety of other radio programs. What most people might not know about Morey Amsterdam is that he was also a successful songwriter. He was credited for writing the Andrews Sisters' 1945 hit Rum and Coca-Cola, but it was later revealed that Morey revised lyrics originally written by someone else. So Morey was involved in a very long and tedious copyright suit until 1948. It was eventually decided that the original writer had the royalty rights over the original lyrics, while Morey would retain all the credit for the revised version. And so after this incident, he returned to the radio and he tried his hand at screenwriting. He even had his own radio and television program called The Morey Amsterdam Show, and he had many other guest stars, including Art Carney. But while the show was short-lived, it started Morey Amsterdam's television career. In 1950, Morey hosted Broadway Open House, and this was a late-night television entertainment show. The show would inspire the premise for The Tonight Show. In the 1950s, Morey did small guest star spots on a variety of television shows, and this includes December Bride, as well as How to Marry a Millionaire, Gunsmoke, as well as Dragnet, and many others. But in 1961, Morey got his big break, starring in his famous role as the very hilarious comedic Buddy Sorrell on the Dick Van Dyke Show. His close friend, Rosemary, who plays Sally Rogers, recommended the role to him. She was already cast and thought Morey was perfect for the role of Buddy, and I think we can all agree that she was right. Actually, you might not know this, but Morey Amsterdam also wrote the lyrics for the show's theme song, which we don't hear, but the theme song does have lyrics. Morey was also an occasional guest panelist on game shows like Match Game, as well as Hollywood Squares with Rosemary. The two teamed up once again to star in a guest star spot in the 1996 episode of Caroline in the City, and this was actually Morey Amsterdam's final TV appearance. Looking into his film career, Morey didn't have much of a film career because he's primarily known for television and radio. But it's important to note that Morey played Cappy, the owner of the local nightclub in the famous beach party movies throughout the 1960s. But he also starred with Rosemary in the 1966 film Don't Worry, We'll Think of a Title, which Morey co-wrote and co-produced. The film also features Richard Deacon, who played Mel Cooley on Dick Van Dyke, as well as cameos by Carl Reiner and Danny Thomas. Looking at Morey's personal life a little bit, he was married twice. First to Mabel Todd from 1933 to 1945, and then his second wife, Kay Patrick, he married her in 1949. They had two children, Gregory and Catherine, and they had a very nice and long, happy marriage. But on October 27, 1996, Morey had a very massive heart attack, and he later died from this heart attack, and he was 87 years old. But of course, his legacy will always live on. Morey Amsterdam is remembered as the human joke machine. He could come up with a joke on any word, and he could come up with the joke faster and better than most. He loved good traditional comedy. Clean comedy, he loved it. But most importantly, he loved making people laugh. And we see that on the Dick Van Dyke Show. And so to conclude this video, I put together a compilation of some of the best moments featuring Morey Amsterdam as Buddy Sorrell. I hope you will enjoy it. Sit back, laugh along, and just laugh along to Buddy Sorrell. Enjoy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, for our first encore, may I present to you our human joke machine. This man can make a joke out of any word in the English language. May we have a word?
Come on, any word. Come with a word. Any word.
Horse. Oh, I have a lady. She has a word. Horse.
A joke about a horse. Horse. Let me see. If everybody owned a horse, the country'd be more stabilized.
Let's have another word. I got another word over here.
Milk bath.
Milk bath.
Milk bath. Hey, there's a good. Anybody else got one?
Milk bath.
All right. A friend of mine was very seriously hurt taking a milk bath. Ask me why.
Why?
Funny you should ask. What happened was the cow slipped on a piece of soap and fell on his head. Hey, I can keep doing this all night. This is
Oh, no, you don't. I got one joke.
And the fellow goes in to buy a suit, and he's looking at himself in the mirror like this, and the jacket's hanging way down like this. And the tailor's over his shoulder. He says, "How do you like the suit?" The guy says, "Pretty good, but what's this hanging down?" Hey, what are you worried about the hanging down? He just pull a jacket up like this, hold your chin over the lapel like that. It's gorgeous, see? So he's walking down the street like this, and a friend of his meets him. He says, "Where'd you get the suit? What, they give you a ukulele with it or something?" He says, "What's the matter with it?" He says, "Look how it flares out on the side." This you don't even know this, you know. Back to the tailor, he says, "What are you worried about the flaring out? You take the jacket like that, hold your hand across your stomach. Gorgeous, gorgeous." Now he's walking down the street like this. Meets another guy, and the guy says, "Run for the hills with that suit, kid. They're going to capture you." He says, "What's the matter with it?" He says, "What's the matter? The pants are too long." Back to the tailor. "What are you worried about the pants? You hold them like this. Gorgeous, gorgeous." Now get this. Gorgeous is walking down the street like this, see? And two doctors go by. One of them looks over, he says, "I don't know what's wrong with that fella, but don't the suit fit nice?"
I'll admit, a lot of weird things are going on here, but I think that whoever or whatever it is doesn't want to hear
Boy, look at that! A man eating bed. All fixed for you. Oh, one more thing. Some English muffins, a spatula, and some cooking sherry.
I'll get the Sherry, honey. You get the...
Wait till you get this.
Why don't we just have some toast?
And oh, listen, some black olives and a half a pint of cream.
You'll have to make those just
No, I'll take the
I'll get the
Where did the
over
egg
here.
go?
How do you want
just some
to
lemon juice and coffee?
Here's the buddy. Over here. Buddy.
What?
Buddy.
I don't know, but there's something missing. My name's Buddy Sorrell. Now, Sam Pomerantz asked me to welcome you here to his little sanitarium, where the food is untouched by human hands. The chef is an armadillo. And he said to remember, no matter how tough the steaks are, you can always stick your fork in the gravy. Hey, do you like the place? Look around. It was done by Frank Lloyd Wrong. It's done in kind of early forget it. But the rooms are beautiful. The rooms are lovely. I got a room with an adjoining. I don't know what it's adjoining. I can't get the door open. Hey, it's homey. Did you notice the little signs over the beds? It says, sleep here and the angels watch over you. A couple of them bit me. My wife's here tonight. She just came from the beauty parlor, had her head pumped up. Very hard to get her out. You know, somebody gave her a lovely gift, a big carton of steel wool. She's been staying home knitting a foreign car. Oh, she's a doll, and let me tell you something, the world's worst cook. The worst. One night she says to me, how do you fix frankfurters? I says, I don't know, I guess the same way you fix fish. She says, I tried it. Once you clean out those weenies, there's nothing left. She's a doll, and I never saw anybody likes to eat like this. One night she dreamed that she ate an 8-pound marshmallow, woke up the next day, half the pillow was gone. All right, honey, okay, I better get down there before she eats the table. Thanks, folks.
It's a matter of destroying his income tax form, though.
Well, if there's any penalties or anything like that, sir, I'll be glad to pay it. I didn't mean it, honest.
I know that.
Yeah, he's a good boy.
May I have the torn form, please?
There you are, sir. I'll be glad to do anything. I'll do it.
Well, this shouldn't be too complicated. We'll take this form, tape it together. Then you make out a new form, copying this one exactly.
Yes, sir. I'll do it.
Then put both forms in a paper bag, wave it over your head, and scream like a chicken!
Facsimile, and I didn't help anybody. I got you myself for myself. Great job.
I knew it all the time.
And that's it. That's all I have for you this week. I hope you enjoyed this biography and tribute video to Morey Amsterdam. Yes, I know that his birthday isn't until next Friday, but Morey's birthday is the day after Dick Van Dyke's birthday, and so I decided to break it up a little bit and feature Morey this week, and then I'll feature Dick Van Dyke next week, and so you can stay tuned for that. Let me know what you enjoyed in this biography and tribute to Morey Amsterdam. Put that in a comment, and I'll be happy to read that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time, and remember to always laugh often.